Hello, my friends, and thank you for tuning into this video. My name is David. If you have not been here before, hi. I talk about INFJ stuff and writing. Every intro gets really awkward, and I don't know why. It's just like you should see how many of these I have in the trash bin. There's too many. So I wanted to talk about a couple of phrases, some terminology that you'll see used if you've watched anything that I've done really over the course of the last year or so, and some general INFJ terms. And I just think they're kind of fun and funny to touch on. I really wanted a video that was a little more lighthearted than some of the heavy stuff going on in the world right now. So we're going to talk about INFJ terminology right after I throw up a quick intro. Here we go. There are a few phrases that I tend to use when I'm speaking about INFJs or recording a video or talking to many of you in the comments. And I thought it'd be fun to just kind of touch on some of these. And so I'm going to run down a quick list of these and kind of explain where my head was when I said some of these things and how I use them and why I use them. And hopefully you can adopt them into your own language and your own skills, your own verbatim verbal communication things. First one is the one that I use probably more than anything else, and the phrase is congratulations and I'm sorry. And so I didn't use this in terms of an INFJ when I first said it. So this was back in October of last year, 2019. And I recorded a video, and it was 3 things you should never say to an INFJ. Many of you probably found me because of that video. That one went kind of crazy on YouTube and came up in the recommendeds and all of that. And so I'm going to play the clip of the congratulations and I'm sorry, and then I'll just talk about it for a moment. Here it is. And these are, if you're an INFJ, these are things that you'll never want to hear. And if you are friends with an INFJ, or if you are in a relationship with an INFJ, congratulations and I'm sorry. Yeah, so it originally came just as oh, you're in a relationship with an INFJ, congratulations and I'm sorry. And I mean this in a very tongue-in-cheek kind of, it's a cheeky phrase. My thought process behind this is that as INFJs, we often feel like we're kind of a mess inside of our own heads. We can't figure out what it is we want, what we like, how we feel about anything or anyone or any situation. And that can be pretty difficult to deal with if you're another person and you have to deal with that day in and day out, because we can be a bit of a disaster from time to time. I also just started adopting that as if you took the Myers-Briggs test and you came up as an INFJ, also, congratulations and I'm sorry. We have many, many gifts and they're wonderful. And we have a very unique way of seeing the world and our thought process. Our cognitive process it's interesting. It's interesting with that intuition and that external feeling and that internal thinking, just trying to get a handle on the whole situation. And then you've got sensing thrown in and it's like, why am I in the middle of people and what is happening right now? So it's cool. It's cool. I'm good. I'm happy as an INFJ. I see a lot of comments up there and people are like, I wish I wasn't an INFJ. I'm like, you're a person first. You're a unique individual first. You're an INFJ. It's just your cognitive thought process, but it doesn't determine your behavior. You can be however you are. A lot of that is the whole nature versus nurture argument. So I kind of adopted congratulations and I'm sorry as just a fun way to, I guess just that, poke fun, some self-deprecating humor for INFJs. And I think that's okay. It's all right to be messed up. It's all right to feel like a misfit. It's all right to feel like an alien from time to time. Just roll with it, Congrats and I'm sorry. There we go. I actually think I need to have it as my next tattoo. I want to get congratulations and I'm sorry just on my arm. Just so if somebody's like, what do you think of yourself? I can be like, oh, there it is. Moving on to another phrase that I usually use when I'm talking with somebody or writing in comments or things like that. And that phrase is perfectionisting. And so, I don't know. I like to turn words into verbs that aren't verbs. So if you're a perfectionist, obviously the act of doing so is perfectionisting. I don't know, it just sounds better than being a perfectionist. That's just boring. Nobody wants that. So what is perfectionisting? Well, as an INFJ, you tend to have that perfectionism thing kicking around, and a lot of times it causes you to procrastinate about certain things. I'm sure no INFJ out there is resonating with the fact that we are procrastinators and perfectionists. That's a lie. I'm sure a lot of you get that. It comes down to our desire for order and our desire to see things, see patterns put together and see things in their right place. And so when we are trying to accomplish something, that perfectionism starts happening because we see what it is. It's not quite like the very, very detailed vision we set out for ourselves using our intuition and everything else. And so we tend to just keep working on it and working on it and working on it and trying to tweak it and make it better, make it better, make it better. A lot of times you just got to let it go. So perfectionisting, I would say, is the verb that's like the act of not doing something because you need it to be so perfect that you're just not going to do it. It's like procrastinating with perfectionism in it. Just think of it that way. Third on my list of terms is INFJing. You will see this throughout the comments if you read comments on just about any video out there that I've thrown out, because INFJing needs to be a verb. It has to be a thing. I INFJ'd yesterday, I am INFJing today, and I will be INFJing tomorrow. What is INFJing? Again, it's that kind of fun, cheeky, self-deprecating thing. It's that act of being the INFJ, being the overthinker who is spiraling out of control in their own head because you can't make heads or tails of a pretty simple situation. Oh my God, the amount of times I do it. It's just kind of ridiculous. It's like when you send a text to somebody, right? And the text is, there's some mild friction within the text. Okay, so maybe they said something to you and you write back, I really don't think you should have said that to me and it makes me upset. That's when INFJing starts. Because now you're going to be looking at that, of what you just wrote, and be like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't have said that. And they're not writing back to you. So you're like, oh crap, I really upset them. Okay, so here comes your external feeling, right? Just like a freight train running over everything that you know. So that's when you start INFJing. So you write another text and it's just like, well, at least that's what I'm thinking. And then there's no response. And then you write another one and you're like, I'm sorry, that was kind of harsh. And then there's no response and you write another one. Please talk to me. And then there's no response. And so you write another one. I apologize sincerely. And then you write another one. I'm so sorry. I'm the worst person in the world. Please don't pay attention to a word that I am saying. That is INFJing, because I guarantee you the text that's going to come back from that other person is going to be like, all right, like I was in the shower. That's why I didn't respond, or something silly like that. So that whole breakdown that you have where you're starting to overthink the entire situation, man, that's the INFJing, right? That's what happens. That's what you're doing. And that's why I use it as a verb, because it's what happens. Sure, you can call it overthinking, but it's even beyond overthinking. It's overthinking with that INFJ flavor to it. Last on my list of terminology, and this one I don't use so much in comments, but I will definitely use it in speaking to other people and sometimes in chats and things like that. It's a set of people that are typically on YouTube, and I refer to them as the You're Not a Real INFJ Brigade. You want to know how these people make me feel? This is how these people make me feel. This guy right here, this is the mood when the You're Not a Real INFJ Brigade comes out. These are the people that watch a video, watch just a couple minutes of it, and then start telling you that you're not an INFJ, or that you're not unique and you're not a personality and there's no such thing as personality types and so on and so forth. What are you doing watching a video about INFJs just to say that somebody, like, what are you even doing? Why are you wasting your time? Oh, my blood pressure's going up. Here it goes. It's going up. I'm going to lose it. So if you watched some of my prior videos, you caught my overdubbed comment from one of the people in the You're Not a Real INFJ Brigade. I'm going to play it for you right now, and then I'm going to cover a couple of other ones. All right, so let's roll this one. I actually have this comment like up on my screen right now, and I honestly think it's super hysterical the way this thing starts out, because it looks like it's dubbed from like a really bad old kung fu movie. Do you know what I mean? You seem to have studied well. You are not an INFJ. I am an INFJ, and I want to assure you, I will door slam you for coming at me with some BS. I'm sorry, like that was really, really fun to do. That was fun. So I'm going to put up another one, right? I'll put it up right over there. Oh, Kelly. Kelly Schlumberger. What are you doing? In order for this to be accurate, this person had to start a video, encounter the term INFJ, probably multiple times, stop the video, go back, play the video again, start to finish, and count how many times INFJ came out of my face. And you know they had to write down how many times, because combination of fingers and toes, you only have 20, and apparently I said it 36 times in a video. Not only did you see a video that had INFJ most likely in the title, but you counted it. Now listen, what is an INFJ? Kelly, if I spelled it, and it's not infja, if I spelled it 36 times, and you're able to get on YouTube, create an account, watch a video, I'm certain dislike it. It's fine. It's great. I spelled it for you 36 times. Like, you'd think you could open Google and just look up INFJ. Never mind the fact that the link to figure out what it is in the description of every single video that I do. So why? Why do these... Why, people?
Oh. These people drive me crazy. I don't even know. And like, why'd you call me that anyway? Seriously.
So here's a thought. Just look it up. You have the entirety of human knowledge at your fingertips. It's only 4 letters. Moving on. And sure, that was more of a troll than a You're Not a Real INFJ person. Let me give you one that I encountered yesterday. I'm going to put it up for you. Go ahead and just soak that in for a second. All right, now look. I have it up on my screen, so that's why I'm looking over this way. I read this, and I read the words acumen and expertise. And then I reread it, and I reread it again, and I'm like, you know what? This kind of sounds like really bad poetry. Another INFJ expert. Oh, cognitive theory. Another OCD head up your butt doormat recluse. A complete INFJ is a psychiatric case. The truth is, there are nuance. There are nuance? There are nuance to letters. IENFT period J period. Which you do not have the acumen or expertise to explain. If you're going to lecture me on acumen and expertise, and you can't punctuate, and you can't spell the word but, there's 4 letters. 2 of them are the same. B-U-T-T. Like, what are you doing even? Why would you lecture me on acumen and expertise if you cannot punctuate, use capital letters where appropriate, or spell the word but? So yeah, I ignore these people. I typically just ban them and get them straight out. But that is the You're Not a Real INFJ Brigade as a whole right there. And this happens constantly. And I'm hoping that you, as a sweet, sweet INFJ out there, don't encounter this kind of nonsense and garbage. And if you do, just let it go. Let it go. Because people don't know you. People don't know who you are. They don't interact with you. They just want to rain on your parade. And don't let them. So that's it for this one, folks. 4 terms, 4 phrases that I really like to use. Congratulations and I'm sorry. Perfectionisting. INFJing. And the You're Not a Real INFJ Brigade. I hope this was at least a little entertaining for you. It's just some thoughts on this kind of stuff. Please don't take yourself too seriously. And don't take MBTI and being an INFJ too seriously. That does not make you who you are. It does determine how you think. And there are many, many shades of gray within that. You are an individual first. And you're an awesome individual first. And I appreciate you and I adore you. Thank you for being here with me. And I hope to see you very, very soon.